So, welcome to the afters. I'm Steph. This is Bertie, who's hiding, and I'm going to get him to come. Come on. This is Bertie, and this is our camper van. Well, this is my camper van, Ruby. So this is a podcast all about life after you make a decision around your relationship with alcohol. So whether you're sober curious, you're just wanting to be more mindful, or you're even just looking for fun things to do that don't involve alcohol, this is a podcast for you. And just like the afters, anyone can turn up. So I also have guests on, and we have some mad conversations. So if that sounds like a bit of you, I would say subscribe so you never miss a monthly episode. So on today's episode, I have actually got a guest, and this is somebody that I used to go to the Real Afters with, the Real Afters. Welcome to the podcast. So this actually feels a bit mad because we used to get on it and go to the afters together, didn't we? And now you're at this afters.
Yeah, I'm in the afters, but this time
with the bro.
Got coffees.
Yeah. I think
feels weird, doesn't it?
It does feel weird. I think it's going to be a really good episode, this. You have got such an inspiring story and journey.
No, it just depends how long we've got on the old battery, don't No, it's been a long time, and it feels weird, but it feels good to see the other side of things. Yeah,
we was trying to work it out about how long we've not seen each other. Is about 20 years?
20 years, yeah. I'm just saying how our sort of social media accounts have crossed paths, and then I was like, oh, what's she up to now? Bloody hell, she's turned it around.
Yeah.
Same, likewise.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's go back, because you've had a massive journey, haven't you? We've partied together, some stuff's happened that I didn't even know.
Loads of stuff, yeah.
And now you've got this gym in Preston, Fit Forward. So let's go back to, the partying scene. Yeah.
So, back in the day, I think when we met, and I said this to you before. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
So, when I first met you, it was through a friend of a friend, Chantel, and then she was like, oh yeah, we're going to see my mate, Steph. I was like, all right, yeah. I came to your house, and it was in your front room you've got a pole, stripper's pole. I was like, fucking hell, I've never seen that before. I'm all for it. And it was weekends, wasn't it? We were just partying around, and I was probably just then into, the party scene, started selling coke and going just getting about, and that's where it kind of started. And then just obviously you get deeper into the, I wasn't really a party guy myself, but I was always there. I was more interested in the money.
Yeah.
But that was my side of it that I got involved in, and the selling side, and just ended up going to jail 3 times. Just starting again every time. And then I think the last time when I got out I was 32, and I was just right, I need to fucking change this, because I don't want to get another sentence, and I don't want to be the wrong side of 40 and just trying to restart again, because the last one hurt me. It I had a business, I was due to get married, had a house, and I came out, and next minute I was living on my mate's sofa. No, not sofa, I was living in his spare room. And when life just hits you, and it just hit me hard. And then I was right, I need to change. So I was actually in prison. I did my level 3 personal trainer thing, and that was always in my mind to do it. But then when I got out, I ended up setting up a health food shop in Preston.
I remember Centre. That. Health Shack.
Health Shack.
Oh, Health Shack.
Yeah. You don't remember too well. But no, I set up that, and that just didn't go how I wanted. So then I properly got into the PT side of it, and then we've grown and grown. So now we've got my own gym, and it's going really well. And I've got a new partner, and I've got 2 kids.
You just had a baby, haven't you? A new one.
We've just had a baby. He's 5 weeks old yesterday, and it's just that we're at that stage.
Are you knackered?
We're just constantly knackered, and we tell everyone how knackered we are.
Yeah.
But I'm loving life.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a story. That from going from the partying to that, that doesn't just happen overnight, does it?
No, and you'll know this yourself. Like the people that you're around. So if people that you're with every weekend are wanting to do that, like my mates all wanted to do that. I wanted to I like being around it, but I like making the money as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, fucking hell, this goes hand in hand. This.
So did you not get on it at these parties?
Now and again, only now and again. Like I think it was. I resisted for so long, and I just used to be sat there and falling asleep almost because everyone else is
wired.
Everyone's wired and tuned in, and I was like, it took me a while, and then I was like, dabbled a bit, and then it's just sort of like a recreational thing. Then when you go out, and then again the people that you're with, and it's mad now because I'm in bed for 10 o'clock.
I know.
Every night. Are you the same?
I'm exactly the same.
It's weird how things just turn around, and then it's like if I go anywhere now, I still drink.
Yeah.
But I feel like a bit of a spare part because I don't go with the intention of getting smashed or anything.
Yeah.
Not that I was ever bad for that, but I think I used to do it just because you felt more comfortable around people who were doing it.
Yeah. It's funny that, isn't it, that you get drawn in like that. Like, as well, you don't kind of want the party to end a little bit. Because I remember once, you probably don't remember this, I was a bit like that. So every weekend I would party. And there was this one particular weekend, I'd been up for a while. And you came back in a car with a load of lads, and I had literally just cleaned because I was the cleaner. Do you know, when the party ends and you need to have someone cleaning around, I was that person. I'd just cleaned, I'd sat down, and I was like, right, I need to go to bed now. I looked at my watch, looked outside, and you all pulled up in a car, and you was like, we need somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And I let you all in, and the party carried on.
Do you know what? I think I remember that.
Do you?
And I thought to myself, she must have fucking hated it. She must have thought, my God.
But that's how much I was in the cycle as well of it, because I didn't want to come back down to reality and deal with
Yeah, it's a funny world because it's easier to carry on than it is to just stop, isn't it? And just go, do you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
So it destroys you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're in your 20s, I think, and you're young and you're fresh and whatever, you can bounce back quite quick, can't you?
Yeah.
I go to sleep half an hour late. This my week's ruined.
Yeah.
It's mad, and you look back and you go, fucking hell, I couldn't. That's my worst nightmare. Staying
up. Yeah, I have nightmares about it. Sometimes I wake up and I think, have I been to bed? And I'm like, I'm safe. I'm all right.
and you'll still see people doing it, and you just think, how? But they're just conditioned, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's like they're chasing the tail every week. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be the recovering, and that weekend's back round, feeling a bit better, and they're ready to go again.
Do it again.
But like I say, you're just constantly chasing your tail, aren't you?
Yeah. Are you still in contact with the same circles that you was in contact with back then? No,
completely different. Mine are all health and fitness people now, but I make it sound like we're all fitness freaks, but we're not. We're just a lot of my members, clients at the gym, just regular people. They still enjoy a drink, they still enjoy going out, but they enjoy working out as well. I think I was speaking to you about this before as well. The feeling of feeling good, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's addictive.
It is addictive. Going on a run and afterwards actually feeling good. And I was speaking to someone about this the other day, about how as people look at you and go, going on a run, fucking weirdo, it's fucking horrible. But then they'll go on a night out, absolutely get smashed and feel terrible the next day.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's one that tears you down.
Yeah.
There's one that actually makes you feel great.
Good, yeah.
You can wake up on a Sunday and just feel great.
Yeah, I love it. You get so much more out your weekend.
You do. You get so much more out of life.
Yeah.
You do. It's like it adds value to your life rather than takes away.
Yeah. I feel like at the start though, you do grieve your old life a little bit. Like you transition into this new way of life, and you do miss it. Like I still have times where I miss the drinking and miss the buzz, but I feel like it's replaced with so much more.
But do you not think it's like it's all like a fake sort of thing where it wasn't. So the people that you were around, they don't miss you. They miss just having somebody to do it with, and they feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that, like, so for me, when I was like dealing or whatever, my phone was always going. I was always getting invited to places, or people wanted to be my mate.
Because you wanted that.
Yeah, and then I come out and I'd stopped. Honestly, phone didn't ring. There were nothing, and I did crave like that attention of being like, you go into a party and everyone's fucking licking your ass.
That's really interesting.
And I was addicted to maybe that and the lifestyle as well. So like, the drugs don't bother me. It was more the addiction to maybe the money and like the fame,
Yeah.
Like, I'd always say, I hate it, but then secretly you really like it. Being like, it's like you're Mr. Popular, but you're looking back, you go for all the wrong reasons, and all the people, all they want you for is for their benefit.
Yeah.
And it's same with like being the companions on the sesh.
Yeah.
I believe that, like, if it's not you, it's going to be someone else, and there's no like friendship there. It's just who's there at that time.
Yeah.
You would have found a lot of that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, what happened to lead to like going inside then?
So, it was. I started obviously from when like we first sort of met. I'd been selling the weed before that, and then it was like onto the coke, and then I was like, rather than selling the little bits, I was like, right, good idea, I'll start selling it in bigger bits. I'll sell to the dealers. So I'm not out and about, and then you just like, you get into it further and further and further, and it was just a big series of events, like bad events that happened for me, like losing a load of money. So my mate got caught. He got caught inside this big grow house that allegedly I had something to do with.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So I didn't. Of course I didn't. But like, it was like that brought me on the radar for the police, because they just thought I was just dodgy. They was like looking into me, and then it was just a load of it. Do you know what it was? It was like a series of events that came to a head because it just does in that life. Yeah. You're just always running from something, hiding, and then falling out with people. And then, my house got raided, stupidly enough, which is like, I used to have like the rule, never leave anything in your house. I left something in my house. I fell out with loads of friends, I'd leave it in their houses, and I'd come back and it'd be sort of like, oh, well, this is a bit light this week, and then they're like, you're like, oh, I've not touched it, and it's sort of like, but this is what happens, and the same happens when you leave money and stuff like that. It's the game that you're in, that you're dealing with idiots in and out, like day in, day out. And
dealing with people with addiction problems as well, aren't you? And they don't even realise.
And you're sort of leaning on them to do stuff for you, like, oh, can I save this here? I'll give you a bit, and then they do the little bit, and then they're into the stash, and then you come back and you're like, and then you can't bother with them again. And so for me, it got to a stage where I left it in my house overnight, and I was like, I need to move it next day, and I didn't. I had like a courier business, a legal one, with DPD, and I went to work, and then my neighbour rang and was like, your house has been raided. And I'm not being funny, you cannot replicate that feeling of just, my heart just sank. And I remember I was in Blackpool doing like deliveries, and I just was like, fuck. Like, it was stashed, but it was like, they're gonna find it. They found it, they found money. And then it was like, what do I do here? So like, I waited a few days for like, I literally went and stopped in hotels and stuff just to try and get my head around it, because like, it'd be like my third sentence for drugs, and I was like, shit, this is fucking bad. So I went and handed myself in, and then ended up going obviously guilty. And it just, that was like the big moment. Big wake up call. And then after that, like when I got out, so like I got 4 years, did 2. And
wow, God, that is a long time.
It is, but like I thought I was like gonna get like 6 years, and then they ended up getting 4. So I was like, it's weird. You're in court and you're like fucking buzzing. Only got 4. And you get into the sweat box. They take you into Preston, and you sit down on your bed and you go, day 1.
Oh God.
Fuck me. And then you like, and then it hits you.
Yeah.
And then you just think, this is it now for a couple of years. And to be honest, it was probably the best thing that ever happened.
Was it? What was it? What happened? What goes through your mind when you're going in somewhere like that in your mental health?
So because I'd been like twice before, but this was more like when I was like 18, 19.
Right.
So we're like 10 years on.
Yeah.
So although the concept's still the same, you're getting locked away, you're still a bit like, I don't give a shit. Anyone that goes away, there's an element of being scared because it's fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Because of the unknown of losing here, I might have trouble with someone, blah, blah, blah. But your mental health is absolutely like, I was, for months and months, because I was on bail for it, it was like having a sledgehammer over your head, just ready to...
Because you knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. And then, so, I got started with it, and for weeks, like, I've always been a gym person. Like, I've always been healthy in that respect. I've always worked out, always played football, always done something. And I was like, I need the gym in my life. And that's literally what I did. And before I went in, I had a contact who was working in there. And like normally lads who are like dealers will have contacts because they want them to bring stuff in. I was like, mate, just get me a job down at the gym.
Yeah.
I just need a job down at the gym.
In the prison, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So within 4 weeks, I was like, it's like the best job, and everyone's like, oh, how come you got that job? I was like, so, but it was good because you sort of you're out of yourself most of the day. You can work out, and you're helping other people as well. You take inductions to new prisoners and stuff. So for me, that was great, and it sort of gave me a bit of a career path there into what I wanted to do, because like I could do this as a job every day. You know, like, I'm sat in a gym. I'm in my comfort zone here, like as in like it's a comfortable, happy place for me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not in the drug world where I have to try and pretend to be this different person, because I'm not a violent guy or anything, right? I've always been like big friendly giant.
Yeah, I'm sure that used to be your nickname.
Yeah, probably
actually.
like a BFG, like, and you know, I was never good at the old intimidation and bullying or anything, and it just sort of, I could be myself in this job and go, you can actually be nice to people and be paid for it, whereas in that you fucking got run all over, pulling your money here and there.
Yeah.
And this is a big one. A lot of people who come out and they go, fucking easy jail. No, it's easy, it's nothing. These are the people that are taking drugs every day to get through it because they can't handle it. They haven't got the mental like capacity they just not got the strength to get through it. You know, like you've overcome this. So I'd say you've got good mental strength. Yeah. Like these guys are like all bravado, all giving it the big talk, but the bag of nerves are like behind the door. They're smoking spice, taking whatever they can to get them through. Whereas I just used exercise. That tired me out. That was where my sort of anxieties and worries went. It's really good for mental health though, exercise, isn't it? It's so good. It gets overlooked, and it is the best antidepressant out there. But until you feel it, it's a bit alien to you, innit? Yeah. Like, you used to you've only just got into the running, haven't you? Only just got into running, yeah. Similar with me. I've always played football and stuff, but I fucking hated running. Played semi-pro. I played semi-pro football, and I never ran. And everyone used to laugh like, oh, you big slow coach, whatever. It's like, turned 40 now, and I've had this like thing, I want to run a marathon, and so we do a lot of running, but it's actually helped me with like the mental side of things as well. I think you finish your run and you like feel good, don't you? Feel good, yeah. Lasts a long time. It does last longer. A long time. It does. Have you got anything else planned after your Great North Run?
Well, somebody mentioned a marathon, but I don't know whether I'm there yet.
I think, do you know what that will do? It'll give you focus, and if you use that app, what I was saying, the runner app.
Yeah, I've got that.
Go on a 16-week plan.
Yeah.
And over the 16 weeks, you'll build up to it.
Build up.
You know what? Like I said before, it's here.
Yeah.
It's here. Once you tell yourself, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you will do it.
I don't know, my body was absolutely fucked after that run. I felt like I was going to collapse and I didn't know where anybody was. My legs weren't working.
How cold was it that
Oh
day?
my God, it was absolutely chucking it down at the start. Looked like a drowned rat. I wanted to look dead pretty for at least at the start.
I know. It was horrible to start. And at the end, it was chaos.
Yeah.
Like, we tried, I drove up with one lad and we parked right outside of Newcastle, got the training, and when we come out, I was like, how far are we? It was like, quite far.
Oh God, you had to get, because the buses and everything, you couldn't get one, could you?
So we went, we'll go and get the metro back. Got there, it was like
chaos.
It was like 300 people waiting.
Yeah.
So we phoned an Uber, managed to get an Uber, and it was like, whatever it is, we'll just pay it.
Yeah.
We'll just pay it. So we got in an Uber and we got back to the car, and then it was like 2-hour drive home.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so like, and you will be, but it's building your tolerance. It's like when you first go out and you have your like 1 or 2 drinks and you're like, fucking hell, and then you see people there smashing drinks and you're thinking, how did they do that?
They've built a tolerance. Yeah.
Tolerance. Same with the running, so you can use that.
Yeah.
You was a good partier. Now you can
be a good runner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I liked what you said as well? Because I could tell you were dead supportive when you were messaging me about the run. Because you were said, because I asked you how quick you did it, and I think you did it in like 1:40 or something.
Yeah, well, 1:39.
Oh, right.
We're not counting, but for me that was mega. Like, I took 30 minutes off my previous one.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so
That's.
I wanted to take the pressure off you.
Yeah, but I liked how you said it doesn't matter how long it took, we've all ran the same distance, and I was like, that is just such a good thing to say to someone to support them, because I think that analogy can be used on sobriety or anything. It doesn't matter how long it takes for somebody to get there, we're all getting to the same place.
Yeah. And I say this I always use that because a lot of our like clients and stuff, some really good runners, and I was one of like the worst runners with them, like, believe it or not, like owning a gym, but for running, it's never been my thing, and I always said to them, doesn't matter what time I finish, I've got the same medal as you, and that's what I was like trying to explain to you.
I love
that medal hung up. It doesn't matter how long it took.
No.
You did it.
Yeah.
And now, like, you can build on it and you just use it as a marker.
Yeah. So do you use this encouragement in your gym? Because so you've come out of prison, have you? Yeah. You've got this qualification in is it personal training, and then you've opened Fit Forward.
So I started as a PT in like a JD gym, and then I started getting like really busy with it, and then I wanted to train like groups rather than just do one-to-ones all day, because it's like, it is a demanding job because early starts, you're working around people's days. So I started doing really well with it, started building these groups, and then COVID hit, and the gym shut. I was like, brilliant. So we did a lot of online stuff, and it was mad because I went from really like worrying, like I just got it going, and I thought, fucking hell, like, what am I going to do? So online went really well for us. And then when we went back into the gyms, like, JD were like just going mad about like the cleaning and stuff, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm not a cleaner, I'm not asked about your policies, I'm going to get my own place.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you just like throw yourself in at the deep end, like starting your own podcast. Exactly. You just go, do you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Set it up, because I had a decent client base, so I thought, no matter what, if it goes to pot, I'll just go back to the gym, and then it just started to build, and then since then, I think we've been in there since like 2020, so we're 4 years in. Got a really good member base. My partner's a coach. I was going to
say, what's your partner name? Georgina.
Yeah, so she's a coach. We've got another lad who started as a client. He's now a coach, and we're just like hiring another one next week. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's took off. It's it's been hard, like anything, but you just got to keep going, haven't you?
Yeah. What do you do then? Is it like group exercise type work?
Yes. So it's personal training, but within like a group. So it's like group PT. So whereas like a PT session will be like £40 an hour, like that's like a discounted sort of way of training. But training a lot more as well. So like we do unlimited sessions in a week for £30, whereas it's just a lot better value for money.
Right.
And we get people going, places for people or whatever they're called, like People's Gym or whatever it's called, do it for $9.99. I'm like, it's not what we do though.
No.
It's like you're trying to compare two entirely different things.
Everybody's always got something to say about anything you do. You can't please everybody. No.
And it's like the work that we do with the clients is really like intimate, so it's close. So we treat everybody individually. It's not like join in and then we just leave you to do a class. You're being coached within the class as well. So, but I've got a really good group of members, and I'm going to go back to what you said before, like about the sort of people that you have around you. I've had loads of messages off of people like who you look at and you just go, oh, I don't know if you're going to fit in. I don't know if you're going to fit in. Like, it's funny because we've got a woman who's like, she's a brilliant member, and she's like really, really good like lady, and she's high up in the police. And like she saw a podcast previously that I was on while she was a member, and she like I spoke to her about it, and she was like, bloody hell, I didn't know, like,
about your history and your past.
History.
Right.
So she went, I love it though, like you've changed.
Yeah.
And you know what, 10 years ago I'd have been like, oh, copper, I wouldn't have a copper in it, like now like life's changed, and you've got to be an adult about it. Like she's great, and we get on really well, and I love that as well, because it's like that's a different side of the world that I was on, where it was like police just a no-go, but, I'm just a legal working man.
Why have you got to be nervous about it?
Well, yeah, exactly. So, but again though, having like the right people, letting the right people into your gym, are people gonna upset like the
dynamic?
The dynamics of your gym, because it only takes one or two bad eggs to really like, just you want a good vibe in there, and we've really got that, and it's like dead supportive community, and as much as I help them, they've sort of helped me, but they don't realise it how they've helped me, as in like I've got a business now that I can support my family, and do all these like just good things in my life that I wouldn't have been able to dream of doing before unless I was doing illegal stuff.
I actually think community is key. That's obviously something that I've learned from everything that's happened. I mean, everything's a lesson, I think, in life, but you definitely need people around you who are on the same path, who've got the same values, who are wanting to do the same sort of things with their life. You found it with your fitness. I found it with like the afters community that I've just created.
It's very similar though, isn't it? It's very similar, and you're all pulling in the same direction.
Yes.
And it's supportive. If you get someone pulling in a different direction, like if you had 10 people that turned up to one of your parties and they're all trying to push flipping drugs and drink on everyone, it's like, I don't think you're quite getting what we're doing, so it's important. And someone like said this to me, and it always sticks with me: your vibe attracts your tribe. And I love that saying, because what you put out there, it'll bring people in who warm to you. Because I've watched loads of your stuff like that, and I just thought, wow, like you're building something, and it seems to keep like adding each time, doesn't it?
I think these conversations are important though, like having that open discussion. Like I think this will resonate with a lot of men as well, because I don't feel like a lot of men talk about this on social media. And
I know everyone wants to be the tough guy, don't they? And I've always been like, when you messaged me and you went, what am I okay to talk about? I'm like, listen, let's fucking talk about everything. Like I don't mind. I want people to know about like your or past or whatever, so that you know that you can always turn it round at any point, any time you can turn it round. But it all starts with yourself.
Yeah.
It does. You've just got to, I think when you get sick of things as well, you probably got to a point where you probably just was like you said, I wanted a month off drink.
Yeah.
And then you liked it.
I liked it, that's it. Exactly. You don't have to think too far into the future, I don't think. Like, you just don't have to think forever. You just take it day by day, give it a go. But I liked what you said about having a goal as well. Like, that's something that I think is important.
To set a fitness goal.
Yeah.
And I'll come down and I'll do it with you, whatever it is you set.
Yeah.
So we've set a daft one. So this year it was a marathon. And then next year, so what I do is I book it. And then I try and persuade our clients that it's a really good idea to book it, and I don't like tell them to do like, yeah, it'll be good this. And then once they do it, it's like, right, we'll all share the pain together. So we're doing it's called a rat race. They do them all over the world, and you do a 7-mile run, a 77-mile bike, a 14-mile run. And then you finish in a fucking kayak for a mile.
God.
And we're doing that in Scotland. So you go from one coast to the other. It's in Ben Nevis, and it's going to be an amazing thing. It's going to be horrible, don't get me wrong, but that's sort of my silly thing that I'll put in for next year that I've got to look towards.
Yeah.
You've got to have that little goal though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you sort of, if I go to like weddings, parties, or anything like that, I like to have that excuse of I can have a couple of drinks and I go, oh no, but I've got to run in the morning. I'm training for, and it gives me a little out.
Is that how you stop yourself taking it too far? Do you think now? Is that how you've learnt your coping mechanism?
I need to, because like if you ask Georgina, she'll say as soon as I get to a point of like 4 or 5 drinks, I'm just hard work. I don't want to leave, and I'll want to stay then, and that's just just not a good person.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just turn into a dick, and it's I've had to like accept that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like I said to you before, I've not stopped drinking.
No.
I've not put a label on it like, oh, I'm teetotal. I'm just not really a drinker.
No.
If I say that, it's easier than going, I've stopped.
Yeah, it's being more mindful, isn't it? Like about knowing like what your limits are, knowing how when to take it, to say no and take it home. But that's really good that you've managed to get there.
So here's something as well. Another one that like most people won't really want to speak about, and I didn't at first, and so I went to therapy for 3 years.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So and it's like, you think in your head, it's like you think what's in the films, don't you? You go and sit on a leather recliner, and then you start telling him a story, and you start weeping, and then you go, oh, you're fixed. And it wasn't anything like that. So through like me being a bit of a dick and just my behaviour of being on nights out or whatever, it was Georgina. She was like, I think you need to go and see a therapist. And I was like, do you know what? Let's do it. If it means our relationship being better, because through me being a dick, it was taking a bit of a strain. It was putting a strain on it, let's say. Not that I'd go out every week, it was just every time I did.
Yeah.
It's just an idiot. So I went and seen a guy with one of my friends, and I started speaking to him, and he's actually a runner as well. So it was good that I started getting into running when I started seeing him, really. It was weird. And I thought it was me going to tell him what I've done, and he was going, well, you're naughty, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. But really, it's not. It's you're telling him, and then he'll offer not a solution, but he'll offer a reason why you might have done that. So a lot of, for me, it was like attention, craving attention. And
is it like a different way of thinking about things?
And being a people pleaser and stuff like that. I did that a lot around people, and changing like my sort of like changing my personality a bit around different people. And I was there for 3 years, and then one day he just sort of went, I think that's us now.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, we went deep, like, and there was some weeks that I went, and then I came out, and I'd just sit in the car for like 20 minutes. It was like quite mentally draining.
Yeah.
You go into all aspects of your life, and you learn a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's just when you do learn about yourself, it scares you a little bit. So I held back from a lot of things what I told him. I think he knew I was lying at some points, And after I got into it for it, probably after a year, I started saying to him like, look, there's things that I've not mentioned that I want to mention now. And he's like, why? I was like, don't know. Must feel comfortable.
You maybe have to build up to that though if you're not feeling comfortable to open up.
Every week I went for 3 years.
That's incredible, that. So do you think it really helped you, that?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. And I would say to anyone, and like I've put a few people onto him that, oh, it's not for me, it's not for me. But I think you've just got to allow it, you know, and just sort of like give it a chance.
Yeah.
Because there's some days I spoke, he didn't even say out back to me for about 40 minutes, and I'm just
letting it out.
Going all out, and I think that helps as well.
Yeah.
Just talking about it, and yeah, I would recommend that.
Yeah.
To anyone. Anyone.
Yeah.
So here's one for you. I like my little sayings. So I used to say I'll go to the gym to exercise my body, and I go to him to exercise my mind. So like that was like getting rid of all the shit out of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, it's like pressing like the recycle bin on your laptop. You know, just getting rid of all the shit. So yeah, it did help, and I don't think I'd ever need to go back, but I'd be open to it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone like, because you've obviously where you are now doing incredible, someone's still in that cycle, that getting on it every weekend, you know, feeling like they're chasing the party, that sort of environment, what would you say to them?
Bloody hell.
To help?
How long have we got? Right. This is probably the hardest one, but it's the biggest truth. The people who you think that you're friends, they're probably not your friends. You might think they are, but see how much of a friend they are if you stop going out. See if they still ring you if you tell them you want to stay in. See if they ring you if you say, I want to go to the gym, I want to start the gym. That'll be a good test. A good friend will probably go, do you know what? This is fucking crap what we're doing. I'll join with you.
Yeah.
But then you've just got to be ready for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to be a bit selfish.
Yeah, you do.
You can't let anyone else's sort of life sort of impact yours. And I'm not saying go out and find new friends. I'm just saying you just got to go and do you.
Yeah.
And it'll only get better once you've fucked the drugs and the drink off. As funny as that sounds,
I know.
Because I've never heard anyone ever say so-and-so's doing well since he started going out and getting on it every week.
It's true.
We've never heard that, have we?
No.
Because it only takes away from your life. Like, I bet for yourself, like, job, career, you'd never have started this.
No.
Like, for me, starting my business and stuff, all these things don't happen when your fucking head is up your arse.
That's all you're bothered about as well, isn't it? Like just getting on it every weekend and then recovering.
Getting to the weekend and then coming back round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably the best advice. You just gotta stop.
Yeah.
Somehow it's not that simple.
No, but with correct medical support, we're not telling anybody to stop drinking who may be alcohol dependent, because that's dangerous.
No. And I get that for some people they're so deep in it that it's difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think maybe like the people around you, like if you've got a friend who's always trying to get you into the gym and you're always pushing them away, at some point you're gonna circle back and look back and go, they were a good friend. And you need them people around you, so you need to get people who are fighting for your corner.
Yeah.
And they're the people that are going to pull you out of the shit, because you need people, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't push them people away.
It's difficult doing anything solo, I think.
It is. It really is. You need a good partner. Starts with a good partner.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that in mind then, Fit Forward, where can everybody find you, like, on your socials and everything?
Ooh, right, so on Facebook, we are Fit Forward Preston. Instagram, fitforward_Preston. And yeah, we're near the uni, so we're not far from
right, are you in
uni.
town?
We're in town,
right.
So we're just on Murray Street, so it's just like got like a big unit, and we've just managed to get like an extension, so like a we're moving into a bigger part of the gym now.
Oh, brilliant. What are you planning on doing in there?
So the same, but it's just a bigger space. You know, just like it's just going to be more, going to give us scope to do a lot more stuff.
Yes.
Put a few more classes on. We'll be able to do personal training whilst the class is going on, because at the moment it's just a little bit tight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all progression.
Oh, nice. Can I come and have a little class?
Yes, you can. No,
Can we try it out?
Of course you can. Yeah, I was going to mention that you can come and do. I'll give you a week.
Oh,
nice. A week's taster. There we go. Give me what you're doing.
Yeah. Amazing.